Hey Vicky, it's me. I don't know why this can't. Oh, there it is. Better focus. Maybe it's because there's a little thing right in front. I should get out of the way. Anyway, so I was just thinking while I was creating the video from Park City, Utah. You know the concept of big, hairy, audacious goals? I didn't realize it was coming from Built to Last, and I don't know if you've read that book, but there was, I believe he's from Colorado, Jim Collins, I believe, is who wrote the book, talked about how companies that were multi-generational or very long-term minded, literally built to last, right? Had these big, hairy, audacious goals. And I was kind of thinking the Winter Olympics in 2034 is obviously a long time from now. So we're in 2025? So in about 9 years from now. I know we've thrown out a few ideas as far as potential milestones or goals, etc., as far as getting this off the ground. But I was thinking maybe we could even set, when we get the team of 5 or even just you and I, some really lofty goals or big, hairy, audacious goals. And one of them I would say is, let's have the team all meet in Park City, Utah for those Olympics. Let's buy them tickets. Let's host their families. Let's find a way where we can all celebrate our success, ideally in 9 years or less. Maybe that'll be 8 years by that point. I'm not sure. So we can play around with the number of 8. There's multiple other things. Like I was thinking, with the 3 to 4 cities being our home bases, yours being Denver, mine being Austin, and then hopefully we'll find somebody in Salt Lake City. Bill's in Park City. Maybe he can set up the offices in Salt Lake City once we get, obviously Austin and Denver kind of figured out. And either offices within a few years maybe, or in these citadel cities. Maybe we can even put plans for international expansion, even though, again, we haven't even got the organization off the ground. But, these are big, hairy, audacious goals, even though we're not even formulated, or not formulated, but we haven't been formed legally. One thing I'll talk to you about later this week, as far as funding and getting money kind of up and running. Interestingly, Brett, my friend and potential LP for us, or just a partner of some sorts, was proposing and also getting more and more serious about selling my parents this 6 to 8 acre parcel, or partnering with us to build out a convenience store, which is our specialty as far as what kind of business we've run. I've never given it a ton of credence in the past, but I did when I almost took over the business back in whatever year it was, consider building out a chain of these convenience stores. So that was the only thing that really resonated with me. And this could be potentially a business that I feel like, I'll tell you more, but it could be one of the businesses that are a little bit more old school, but at the same time, what I was thinking is branding it with a coffee brand. And there was a coffee store / coffee little stand on the way out of, I think, Bryce National Park that made the mocha the best I've ever tasted. She just did a great job. She also had this amazing menu. She'd be potentially a great model, I would argue, as someone who could help us build out that little, I don't want to rely on Starbucks basically, or I don't want to rely on Dutch Brothers. But I do know that Flying J's and these travel centers that are on highways, when you do road trips or when semi-trucks or truck drivers are driving through, there's a lot of these on the Texas highways, by the way, or going east to west and also north to south. They need these places. They're basically pit stops, and people take showers, people eat, people caffeinate, and then people who are traveling like I was this past trip, and just in general, almost every year I think there's millions of people who do this. might be a great business. My parents own, stores along those highways. So that, in essence, is basically a business that could fund us, basically. So I could spend a little bit of time building that out with Brett, while obviously we work on the venture capital firm / hybrid / accelerator / whatever it is. But my main point to you today was more about maybe setting some of these big, hairy, audacious goals, and then start to create a file that starts to list them, and dates and milestones. We can call it something different if need be, but overall, I don't know if you've read Built to Last or if you know Jim Collins. Just kind of seems like a great part of our overall philosophy in building companies. And it's kind of ironic because I remember believing a lot in that when I was younger, but never truly applying it. And here we are having an opportunity to possibly do it with startups and, the funding of these startups via GP, Good People's, GP Ventures, whatever it ends up being. So hope you're doing well. I'll just pass this on. I think I had another video I think I meant to send you, but I don't think I sent it, but I don't know. There's just so many things that have happened, I guess, in the past few days. I just saw Crystal, stopped by her place overnight to save myself a night's worth of, honestly, lodging costs, because those have been accumulating on this whole trip. But, obviously it's always great to see Crystal, and she was so considerate and nice to let me stay there. And then basically finishing off this entire Utah National Parks trip. I feel like I could have done more days in each of the parks. They're just so fantastic. And what was I going to say? Trying to make it back home for Father's Day, basically. So that's why instead of arriving the 16th or the 17th, I decided I'm just going to try to get there before the end of tonight to see my dad. So I am currently, where am I? I am near, let's see what it says. I'm not sure if you've done this drive, but it's, I don't know if any of these will resonate with you, but there's a city called Myrtle Creek that's coming up. I know I've stopped there like a million times for charging my Tesla. There's a city called Roseburg, which reminds me, I think a friend of mine lives there, but I can't stop by on this trip. Headed to Eugene, basically, where my cousin lives, and I can't stop there either as far as like staying overnight, because I just kind of feel like I want to see my dad for Father's Day and also get going with our stuff. Just feel a bit of urgency. Just feel like we need to, or I just feel a little, it's horrible. I know I should relax and enjoy this trip, and I did. I really did. Just chill every day. Try not to really spend much time online. Ended up really enjoying all the different places. I'll send you the links to some videos that I made. I have so much more media than that, but just was not able to really create too much. But ironically, the reason why I'm messaging you right now is because I was creating a video, and that reminded me of hairy, audacious goals. Hope you're well. Sorry for the 9 minutes that I took away. We'll be talking to each other, I think, later this week anyway. So, but just wanted to send that to you. And feel free not to watch this whole thing through, even though you might have already done that. I should have warned you at the beginning.